This is Vanessa Selbst and White Lime for Deuces Cracked. We are here in our second episode of 2x6, where I will be teaching Emil how to become a winning small stakes Parliament of Omaha player. In the first episode, which hopefully you were able to see, I went over sort of the basics of pre-flop play just to give you a sense of what hands you should be playing and why. So hopefully that was helpful. Emil watched that video, and he took some of it to heart and some of it not as much. But anyway, he played about 4 hours of four tabling, 100 PLO. So we've got a few hands, and I took a look at those hands, and I have some comments for him. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the hands and see, all the interesting points, what he did well and what he didn't do so well. And hopefully this will be a good jumping off point for Emil to take this conversation and run with it and start the journey to becoming a successful winning small stakes PLO player. So Emil is here with me.
What's up?
How's it going? So why don't we get started here?
Sounds good.
Okay, great. So in this first hand, we have 10-9-8-5 single suited in the small blind. Now, if you remember the primer that we did, I was talking about how danglers and how danglers aren't really good for your hand. And while this may appear to be a very coordinated hand, the 5 is actually somewhat of a dangler. It doesn't really help in flopping any wraps. If you flop 6-7, then you're still going to have the top wrap, and the 5 doesn't really add anything to the hand. So it actually is pretty much a dangler here. This isn't as strong a hand as you might think. It's actually not a very good strong hand at all. So let's take a look at what you did with it. So anyway, that was mainly my comment here. So under the gun opens and the button calls, and you go ahead and repot. Can you tell me a little bit about your thinking when you did this?
I feel like if I had something like 10-9-8-7, I think that's something that might play better multi-way. And I guess with the 5 instead of like a 7 or a jack, I feel like I kind of want to isolate. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. But maybe I might also get some fold equity if there's like an ace on the flop or something, even if the pot stays three-handed.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, and I think that first of all, you're coming from obviously a high stake, no limit hold'em background. So I see already you want to be like putting pressure on people and repopping them and things like that.